I usually keep it in the back of my truck, but it's at my buddy's house. I left it last night. I got a little drunk. It's gonna be an interesting interview. Justin Boswell. I'm originally from Nederland. I live in Vidor, Texas. 26, part of Committed Car and Truck Club. My deal started out kind of weird. My dad he raced motocross back in the day. My grandpa owned a Rose Hill motocross track over here near Lumberton. I guess all the photos and all his trophies he got from racing. He was on the Kawasaki amateur team. Raced for them. Man, growing up, he was always, working on stuff in the shop. He had a few dirt bikes when I was younger. I was always into it. And that kind of started out my whole thing on liking motorsports and anything with wheels and a motor. And then it just progressed from there, man. Anything, if it had a motor and wheels, I was into it. I was, following it on the internet. Any way I could get a hold of going to car shows, he would always bring me to car shows. And he also painted cars for like 14 years. Paint body man, and he would bring projects to the house and paint vehicles. And it's kind of cool. A few rides, old school rides, are still running around with his paint job on them and still look just as good as day one. And that got me into it. First vehicle was a 1989 Dodge D150. I bought it for $100. It sat at a guy's house near my grandpa's up in Willis, Texas, and it'd been sitting under a tree for years. And my dad was always a Dodge fan, and I was too, kind of following my dad's footsteps. We ended up going and checking it out, and the dude was going to give it to me for free, and my dad made me pay him $100 for the truck. And come to find out, all it needed was a radiator hose, a battery, and a O2 sensor. And I drove it all through my junior and senior year in high school, and messed with it, changed it out from bench seat to buckets. Back then I was younger, I didn't really know much, but me and a buddy of mine did a full audio system, put 312s behind the seat, and it was single cab. Painted the dash, put some, my dad found some little old school like Eagle alloy wheels, and we bought them for $150 out of a junkyard. Put some little 50s on them, threw them on the truck, and lowered it a little bit in the rear, put exhaust on it. It was a fun little truck. Being my first truck, I tore the hell out of it, and just drove that thing till the wheels fell off pretty much. It went to the scrapyard. Every Saturday morning there used to be a show, a little series, Power Block TV, and when I was younger, and man, I watched that like religiously. Every Saturday morning. It wasn't cartoons for me, it was Power Block TV. And one of my favorite dudes on the show was Stacy David, and his little show or 30-minute program he did every morning or Saturday morning. I loved watching that, and like just all the things he would do, and good show. It actually gave you a lot of good tips and showed you how to build stuff a lot better than most of the shows out there. Man, that was my thing. Like once that started, shit, I never even watched cartoons again. Well, this is my 1988 Toyota RN5 pickup. I picked it up in Mississippi about a month ago. I've been looking for a daily. I missed my 94 S10 extended cab that I'd built, me and a buddy built, and I was daily in that, and then ended up selling it. So I've been kind of on the market for another Mini to daily, and found this one for $3,000 over Mississippi, which is pretty cool. So went and picked it up, and just been slowly working on it. It's old Keith's Rod and Customs build. It's got a LC Engineering 22R stage 2 block. Other than that, it lays frame. Didn't want a bodied truck for a daily, so kind of worked out. I've also got a 1992 Mitsubishi mightymax, bagged and bodied on 20's. I got as a project from a guy in Louisiana about 2 years ago, and that's my pride and joy right there. And then recently I picked up the original Cheetah Blazer. It's a 1998 four-door Blazer, bagged and bodied on 20's, laser rocker. I picked it up to originally redo it and everything, bring it back to being the Cheetah Blazer. I recently bought, I don't know, I want to say 6 months ago, a 1999 Honda Civic, and thoughts of keeping a regular stock daily to going back and forth to work. That didn't last long. Within 2 weeks of having it, I did a full header back, stainless exhaust, coilovers, bought wheels for it, changed out the center console. Man, I was already on the way of bagging it and everything. It didn't last. Ended up selling the little car, and because figured out that I really didn't like cars that much. But yeah, if I get something within 2 weeks, I'm already tearing it apart. Usually how it goes. It's kind of what's happening with this one right now. I'm kind of on the ropes about doing stuff with it, and I'm just like, man, I need to keep it like it is, leave it alone. Let's see, I got into the scene about 4 years ago, and I've always liked bagged rides and you know, custom vehicles, anything really. And about 4 years ago, I picked up my first bagged ride. It was a '94 single cab S10, full custom built, bagged and bodied on 20's, and I drove 9 hours to go pick it up, and it was from there. It was just a snowball effect, man. Now I got to bag everything. It seems like. I mean, I never really knew much about the scene and what it was until I got that truck and started meeting people and met the people I know now and the club I'm in now, and man, it's a whole nother world. Like a lot of people don't understand it, don't know about it, and whenever people talk to me and ask me questions, you know, about it and everything, I'm just like, a lot of times I tell them a little bit about it, or they don't understand. You got to be into it. You got to do it, live it. Go to the shows, especially the camping shows, man. It's a whole different fucking thing than a regular car show, you know, that you go to on the weekends. And, you know, a local car show, everybody's just hanging out by their ride. A bunch of older men usually have, you know, some old school rides. But go to a bag truck show, stay the night, hang out, party with them, man. It's a totally different world, and once you're in it, you're kind of stuck in it. I mean, it just pulls you in. Oh man, I think it was 46th Van Nationals. I got invited to the show and to tag along and go to it, and dude, man, seeing all those old timers hang out and do the same thing we're doing with bagged rides, but with vans, man, all them old school vans, and how they do them up like it's still the 70s, 60s, and 70s. And I tell you what, I thought we partied at truck shows, man. I've never been more drunk in my life. That was wild, man. That was like a whole week of partying too. It wasn't like a weekend thing. Like, we showed up on a Monday, and from Monday till Sunday, it was party from sun up to sundown, hang out, go meet people, check out vehicles, events they did during the show. Man, if you ever get the chance to go to a van truck-in, go to it. It's awesome. I say that, it's awesome. It got me into vans too. One day maybe I'll find me a van and start building something. But it's pretty wild. I don't know, it's like that's its own little world too, man. It's crazy. It is definitely an addiction. Man, if you're looking for an addiction that keeps you broke and you're always spending your money, keeps your mind on something, man, get into vehicles, man. Custom rides. Like, you eat, sleep, and breathe it, man. When I'm 40, oh man, hopefully a huge shop that's full of rides. With me and my buying, selling, trading, I just keep stocking up rides. It seems like every year I get an extra ride or an extra project, and it just continues. And man, whenever I do get my own shop and everything built, I can only assume I'm gonna be like kind of like my dad, just a hoarder of like a bunch of stuff I like, man. It's just it's definitely an addiction, you know. Man, at 40, I don't even know. I don't even think that far.